So this video, I'll show you guys how to shoot a compound bow. All right, if you're at all familiar with archery, hopefully this is just a refresher. If you're not at all versed in archery, well, I can't help you. No, I'll try to keep it simple. This is your release, and this is what you're going to use to actually let go of your bowstring when you pull it back. Traditional archery, you would use your fingers, but for a compound bow, some of these draw weights are really hard to pull back. The benefits of a compound bow is that it actually takes some of that force required to draw this back, takes it away. So the first thing we do is we put our hand through our bow sling so that we don't drop our bow. Okay. We're going to grab the riser. That's what this is called right here. We're going to hold this riser in our non-shooting hand. Okay. Then we'll take our arrow, and these just have field tips on them. Okay. And you'll see that the veins on this are also differently colored. Okay. This vein is going to go away from you to your left or your non-shooting side. In my case, it's my left side. Okay. So we're going to knock our arrow, which means we're going to lay it on our rest, and we're going to put, this is your knock, we're going to put the bowstring in this groove right here. This is your knock. Okay. And we're just going to lay that in there. Now we take our release. Okay. You want to come on this side, just so you can see what's going on. We're going to, and this is just close just so that you get an idea of how to do this. We're going to grasp our D loop, and that's what we're going to use to pull back. Now this is a peep tube, and this is a peep sight. We're going to use this to line up our sight pins on our target. Okay, your bow might be a little different. You might not have a peep tube. You may not even have sights. All right, this is just the fundamental mechanics of firing a compound bow. So just like the crossbow, we're going to get a nice natural stance, shoulder width apart, relaxed. Okay, we're going to clip in. Now when we clip in, we're going to put, just as a safety precaution, we're going to put our finger behind the release, because the last thing that we want to do is accidentally trip that. Because once you pull this, it's going. These mosquitoes are coming.
Yeah, me too.
So we're going to relax and drop our arrow out of the knock. We're going to relax. We're going to clip in. Once we draw back, we're going to keep our hand away from the shelf, which is this part of the bow. Again, we don't want our arrow coming in contact with our hand or any part of our body. All right, and again, make sure your target and what's behind it. All right, we're going to draw back. Okay, we're going to get a nice comfortable position. We're not going to twist the bow. We're going to relax. And if you look at my left hand, okay, I'm not gripping it. There's no death grip on it. I'm lining up my sights, and I'm going to shoot. And when I shoot, I'm not going to drop my left hand. You notice that my left arm is slightly bent. We release. One more time. That was a little bit of time holding it back. This is a 70-pound draw bow, so it's a little baby. But now we'll try and go to the right of that one. Again, we're going to draw back. I know my form is horrible. That's okay. There we go. Again, we didn't drop the bow. We're going to go up. One thing you don't do is start up here and go down, because if you let that go, you know that saying, I fired an arrow into the air, down it came, I know not where. You don't want to know where it comes down. So just try and do a natural draw. Okay, again, feet are shoulder width apart. Relax, breathe. Don't hold your breath. Okay, you don't want to pass out and relax. Hopefully I don't Robin Hood that dart, or that arrow. There we go. We'll do one more. So again, odd color out. We're going to put it in its knocking point, and you'll feel it click. If it doesn't click, your knock may be stretched, may not be good. Okay, always check. Well, we'll get into that in a second, but check your arrows, make sure your tips are tight. And again, we're breathing, our arm is slightly bent, we have good posture, we're not rushing it, we don't slam our index finger down on that trigger, we'll let it go. So, let's take a walk down real quick. In a soft target like a deer, something like that, there's a high possibility that your arrow is going to go all the way through. You're going to have to go look for it. But if you're pulling it out of a target, depending on your target, most of the time you can just pull it by hand. So if you're going to pull your target, this is not where you want to remove it from. Okay, we do not remove it from there. We go down to the closest part we can near the target, okay, and we pull straight out. Again, here, straight out, straight out, straight out. If it's in there really tight, you might use an arrow puller, which is just a piece of rubber to help you get a grip, save your fingers. Anytime you fire your arrows, especially if they're made of carbon fiber, is we want to check our arrow shafts. This is the shaft. Shaft. We want to make sure that there are no cracks. It was kind of funny. No splinters, no chips or gouges, because carbon fiber is pretty awesome, but when it's damaged, it can be a catastrophic failure. And the last thing that you want to do is have that fractured shaft sitting on your hand and have the force of that bowstring coming back, because it'll actually bend this arrow and can collapse it all the way down. And the next thing you know, you've got 27 inches of carbon fiber into the soft part of your hand, which sucks. So always flex your arrows. Okay, you can run your fingernail along to make, while you're turning it, to make sure there's no ridges or any pieces ripped out. Check your veins, check your knock, make sure it's not chipped, and check your tips. Always make sure your tips are tight. If you pick up your arrow and you hear that, that's loose. Okay? Always nice and tight. So that's pretty much it. Any questions? You can't ask me questions. So there you go. Wonderful Gia on the back, recording everything. Thank you, Gia.
You're welcome.
She's a killer in her own right.
Smooth.
So any questions, comments, submit them. Tell me what I did right, tell me what I did wrong, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.